Hi all, this is Purnima Devi, Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in SNS College of Technology. In the last class I discussed about the infographics and how to visual the element using the infographics method, that is n number of elements, either text or numerical data or some statistical information. So all are combined together to elaborate the information. So now discuss about the scatter plot. So the scatter plot is which is used to visual the elements in a dotted lines. So this will be derived using x and y axis. So first thing, the main use of the scatter plot is correlation deduction. So we have to represent the data in x and y axis method. We just uh, find out the some regression line between the x and y axis. So using this regression line, we have to understand this is reveal the positive or negative. There is no relationship between the data which we have to be given to the particular audience. So the main use of scatter plot is to find out the correlation deduction. So and also the outlier identification, it also used to find out the unusual data which is derived from that particular patterns also. So we have used x and y axis, but in that infographics we didn't use any x and y axis method. We just use bar chart, by charts and some other text or information. But in the scatter plots we have to be use x and y axis methods to find out the correlation. For example, in that x and y axis we just find out a particular product usage in a particular area. For example, in Coimbatore, so how many of them use a Colgate paste or Pepsodent paste or some other paste. So we just given survey to the particular audience and we have to specify the different colors for the different paste. So in this x and y axis, so in which area the particular paste is mostly used is easily identified using the color of dots. So in which area the most of the colors is presented, so the type of paste is used by the people in a particular area. So this can easily understandable by the audience who have no knowledge about particular data. So this is the use of scatter plot. So how to constructing the scatter plot is, so we have used x and y axis variable and we have select the what is the x axis variable, that is rows and column values. So we have collect the n number of databases from the different databases. So in that, in which data we have to be showcased to the audience in a scatter plot format, we just given the x axis and y axis, that is rows and column value based on the databases which we have. So it will convert into the scatter plot. So in the scatter plot we have to differentiate the colors in the dots also. So what is the patterns we are using is positive correlation, negative correlation and no correlation. So based upon the data points, so which data points is closely to the particular regression lines, it is a positive correlation. So if it is having some distance between the regression lines and the particular dots, the group of cluster dots, so it is a negative correlation. So the dots, that is data points, are more distance than the regression lines. That means there is no correlation between the variables. So this is the simple identification of scatter plots about the data points. So measuring of correlation is, so the correlation coefficient, so in this we have represent -1, 0 and the +1. So -1 will be the negative correlation and the +1 is positive correlation. So 0, that is the regression lines. So the value, the number of data points is in a positive correlation, that is +1 side, that is right side means, so more number of peoples are closely related to the particular data, particular information. So the value will be in a -1 side, that is in left side, most number of data points is in left side. So the data points, that is the information related with the data points are negatively correlated, that is not correlated. So the data points are not nearly the -1 +1 some other rarely differentiated from the regression lines. That is no relation between the data points. So these are will be discussed in the data points to in the scatter plots. So scatter plot is mainly used to describe the correlation between the variables which we have derived from the databases. So the correlation will be either a positive or a negative, that is closely related to the data and not closely related to the data. So some null cases is that is not related with the data points. So these are all the scatter plot information which we have collected from the databases. Just we have given x and y axis value and we have choose a scatter plot as an image format to describe the scatter plot. Thank you.